Namaste. Hi there. It's me, Stacey Lei, and of course, Miss Foxy Brown. Welcome to yoga, and thank you for joining me. In this session, we'll be focused on your hips. So we'll work on mobilizing your hips and increasing your flexibility, your circulation at your hips, and also work on strengthening the muscles and the connective tissue around your hips, because the yogis say happy hips means a happy life. So let's get after that happy life. What do you say? For the second half of class, we'll be moving down to the ground. So you will need a mat or a carpet. I'd like you to have a yoga block in your space. Now, if you don't have a block, you can use a thick, sturdy cushion from your bed or from your sofa. A yoga strap will be very helpful as well. What do you think about my super fancy strap? Don't be jealous. If you don't have a strap, you can use a belt from your robe or from your pants. And then finally, a small hand towel from your kitchen or from your bathroom. This will help you to stay more comfortable during some of our exercises. And alternatively, if you don't have a strap, you can use your hand towel. All right, let's put all of our toys off to the side for now. And let's get warmed up. Come over into the center of your space. Position your feet in parallel, so like the number 11, and bring your feet just under your hips. Inhale and sweep your arms up overhead, thumbs pointed back. Exhale, sweep down. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Focus on taking the longest exhales you've had all day. Last time. Inhale, reach overhead. Bring your right hand to your hip and stretch over to the right side. Press down through your left foot deeply. Reach through your left fingers. Press your left thumb back behind you. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale your left hand down. Right arm comes over. Press deeply into your right foot. Press your left thumbs back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sweep to the right. Inhale, reach up. Sweep to the left. One more set. Feel the stretch from your fingertip all the way down to your hip and beyond. Last time. Both arms up. Exhale, sweep down. Soften your knees, hands to your hips, roll through your hips. Side, front, side, back. Really accentuate the movements. Smooth the circle out. And now reverse your circles. Forward, side, back. One of my clients tells me she always feels so silly when she does this exercise, but it feels so good. Come back to the center, please. Bring your hands to your thighs and let's squat down and up. So just a dynamic warm-up, moving warm-up to increase our circulation. Okay, now let's have 2 more of these. I'm going to turn to the side for this next exercise so that you can see. Once you're standing, step your feet just a little bit wider than your hips. And you'll squat back again, but this is called the bear pose, where you'll reach forward and slide your hips back simultaneously, and then come back up. Okay, bear pose from yoga. You know, half the time I live in the mountains, and there's bears out there. I haven't seen them do this particular pose yet, though. Exhale, unless they're scratching their butts on a tree. I've seen that happen. Okay, let's do 2 more. Exhale. Last time. Now this time, straighten your arms and press your hips forward. We're gonna stay here just engaging our seat. So we're not so concerned about bending at your spine, but more focused on engaging your seat muscles. So keep squeezing and then exhale a lot. Say, and then soften the muscles in your seat. Let's do that one more time. Wake those cheeks up. Okay, release. And now watch my feet. Soften your knees. You'll lift your toes up and pivot your toes out and then pivot back. So I call this a heel pivot because you're actually sliding across your heels. Now we're focused on our feet, but your whole leg is moving right up to the hip socket. You might actually feel your femur bone rotating in and out. You'll need to lift your toes to do that. Let's do this one more time. Turn them out, turn the toes in, turn your toes out and hold. Take a wider step. And now just rock gently from side to side. Now hinge over to the right side and dorsiflex your ankle. So pull your toes up and squeeze your thigh. And now come down. Let's do the other side. Squeeze your thigh and pull your toes. And now let's lunge from side to side and come down a little bit lower. Now you'll keep your feet planted on the ground and work your hips back behind you, just like we did for bear, but hinging forward at your hips. Now you'll feel this nice deep inner thigh stretch. Take all the time you'd like. You can hold on one side longer than me if you'd like. Your body will tell you exactly what you need. Now I'm going to make my way back up. Join me when you're ready. Okay. Stand tall. Bring your feet a little bit closer to you so that you've got more control. Now lift your left heel and pivot. And then make sure your right toes are turned towards the side wall. And then pivot back. Okay, so you've got this nice strong turnout. Pivot, and then engage your seat, just like we did in the warm-up. So squeeze your butt cheek, and you'll feel your hip flexors start to release. And then pivot back. Lift your heel, pivot, engage, lower down and up, and pivot back. Lift up, pivot, down, up, and back. One more time. Lift, pivot, down and hold. And now bring your left hand to the back of your head. And give yourself a gentle side bend. And you might feel your front foot wobbling just a little bit. That's okay. It's all part of the process. Come back up and release your hand. Now, you can lower down to pick up your block and place your block in front of your ankle. And you could keep your block at any height that you need. We'll bend your legs, both of them, and then press back. And check your back toes. They're turned out just slightly. So bend and press. And when I say press, you're pressing your weight into your back leg. So do your best to straighten your front leg. And you see I'm just casually holding on to this block with both of my hands. You can hold on in any way that's best for you. Just make sure that you're not gripping. You don't want to grip onto anything at all. And this time you'll hold your legs straight. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot slightly turned out. Bring your right hand to your block and bring your ankle close to the block so that it's touching. Now bring your hand to your rib cage. And now open your arm up wide, and here we are in our triangle pose. If you feel that your balance is pretty stable, then turn your head and look up towards the ceiling. Inhale deeply, and then exhale. Now fold your top arm down and bend your knees slightly. You can move your block towards the center of your space and then hinge your body up. Let's cartwheel our arms and come out to a warrior two. Now, take your time coming into a nice deep lunge. Eventually, your thigh will be parallel to the floor. Now push the walls away with your arms. And thinking about your back leg, keep your leg straight and press into the pinky edge of your back foot. Now your legs are really turned on, right? All right, bring your back hand to your back thigh and stretch your front arm up. So this is the peaceful warrior. Inhale and exhale. Return to the warrior two. Bring your hands together and turn towards your front leg. Now you'll lift and pivot your back leg just like before. Now you might need to take a few little steps to bring yourself back in, and that's fine. So your feet are touching now. You could stay right there. I'll turn towards you. Bring your arms out wide for balance. Lift your left leg. And now cross your ankle onto your thigh and sit back into figure four. Now you could do anything you'd like to with your arms. Keep them wide or bring them to your heart, whatever feels good to you. I'd like you to flex your ankle really hard. So press through your heel a lot and allow gravity to pull your knee down. Inhale, exhale. As you stand, allow your top leg to cross in front, and now we'll stretch over to the side again. A lot of side stretching today. This is a modified banana pose. And if you take a lot of classes with me, you know how much I love bananas. Okay, sweep your arm all the way down. Fantastic. Okay, uncross your leg, swish your hips from side to side. We're going to do the same sequence on the other side so you can move your block so that it's convenient for you. And step your feet wide. Now this time, your right heel lifts up and you pivot. And then pivot front. And pivot, engage your glute. So squeeze that butt cheek. And then you'll feel your hip flexors start to release. Do it again. Pivot. This time we'll lunge down, up, and out. 2 more times. Last time. Okay, now bend down. So lunge once again. Bring your block nearby. And you'll press your legs back, so straightening your front leg, and then bend and straighten. And just like before, you can use your block however you'd like to support your upper body. Start to draw your chest closer to your front leg. You can release your head down and look at your back foot, which should be slightly turned out. Bend one more time, and then straighten, and then move your block so that it's very close to your ankle at any height. And you'll place your left hand on the block, rotate your top shoulder. Feel free to keep your hand on your rib cage if that feels more comfortable for you, for your shoulders, for your neck. Or you can extend up. And if it feels good, then lift your eyes towards the ceiling. Inhale and exhale. Okay, fold down and bend both knees. You can remove the block. And as you come up, hinging up from your hips, open up and cartwheel your arms. Find your your warrior two. So your toes point towards the left wall and your right toes point towards me. And eventually your thigh will become parallel to the ground. Eventually, maybe not today. Push the walls away and do your best to square your hips. Now once you do that, you might notice that your knee tumbles in a bit. You want to then get your knee to point over your toe. There's a lot. It's a lot. Do your very best. That's why we're here. Remember, it's called a practice. Your back hand on your back thigh. Stretch up, look up, sparkle behind your eyes. Think to yourself, happy hips, happy life. Okay, return to your warrior two. Bring your hands to your heart and then turn your body. So you'll turn your torso towards your front leg, lift and pivot your back foot. You can take your arms out for balance if you prefer. A couple little steps inward. You could stay right there. Lift your right leg up, cross your ankle onto your thigh, and sit back. Now, I'd like you to practice this balance exercise, but if you feel as though you're just wobbling too much to be efficient, well, then you could bring your fingertips to a wall. You know, just gently touch your fingers onto a wall so that you're not wobbling like I am. See, we all wobble sometimes. All right. As you stand up, you'll cross your leg in front. And then, ooh, modified banana. That feels so good. So you're feeling the side body stretch right into your hip and beyond. Okay, sweep your arm down. Now we're moving down to our mats, just like I promised. So turn towards your left. Place your left hand onto your left thigh. Bend your back leg and lower down. If you brought a towel into your space, this is the time to use it. You'll just place it underneath your knees. And you'll come to a tabletop position. So once you're in tabletop, then extend your right leg back and your left arm forward and lift up and balance. So this is our bird dog position. I'd like you to bring your leg out to the side and your arm out to the side and then swing back. Now, if you're finding that your balance challenge is just a little bit too much for you to really enjoy this exercise, then bring both hands down. And you can simply swing your leg. So you're stabilizing on the left side and mobilizing on the right side. And then hold in the center and lift a little bit higher and soften. Bring your knees to the floor, bring your toes together. Take your knees wide and sit back into a wide-legged child's pose. Now you can stay right here. I'm just going to change sides so that you can still see me and so that I have some space to move. And one more exhale in child's pose. And then press back up to your knees, hands and knees, tabletop position. I like to fold my toes in this position because it gives me a little bit more stability. So see if that works for you. Okay? And then you'll stretch your left leg back and your right arm forward and lift up to bird dog. And then you'll take your leg out to the side and your arm out to the side. And that's optional. The arm is optional. You can simply swing your leg with control. Exhaling each time you move, engaging your abdominals each time you move. Give yourself one or two more of these. And this is your last one. And then hold your bird dog and lift your arm and leg up just a little bit higher. And then lower down. Toes together, knees wide. Wide-legged child's pose. So sit back into your hips and lower your head down to the ground. Now, if your head doesn't reach, you can place the block underneath your head. And you always have the option to place the block between your heels and your seat. So always taking little tips and hints on how to use the block, because you're there and I'm here. And when I can't see you, I need to know that you know how to use your block, right? To keep yourself comfortable. So in every class, we give new tips and tricks how to use our block. Okay, now lift your head up, remove the block, by the way, lift your head up and hinge forward to tabletop. And now start to lower your hips down. You'll open up your feet and just gently relax down. I'd like you to make some circles here with your hips. And then move in the other direction. Gentle circles. And now bring your feet together and start to move your hips towards the wall in front of you. Okay, it's important that you keep your neck long and you press down through your shoulders. And now engage your seat muscles once again. And then press yourself back. So a lot of hip opening today. Let's shift to a seated position. You can remove your towel now. And if you brought a block into your space, it's your lucky day, because now you can sit on your block or your cushion. And sitting on your cushion will just give you a little bit more space to allow your hips to open up. So it's kind of nice. Fold your right leg and now lift your left leg. And you can hold your foot or cradle your ankle and just give yourself a gentle swing. You're cradling your leg, you're rocking your leg. I love the way this exercise feels, so nurturing and calming and caring. That's the true definition of self-love, when you're hugging on yourself. All right, lower your left leg down and you can fold it, and now we'll do the same thing with our right leg. So if you didn't bring a block or a cushion into your space, you might just be sitting on the floor and practicing this, or you might be sitting in a chair and practicing this exercise. Right? This is something that you can do at any time. Rocking your leg, nurturing yourself. Okay, now you'll place both feet onto the floor. Soles of your feet together. And then give a gentle press onto your knees. So, a couple of options with this butterfly position. If you can use a deeper stretch, if you feel that you can use one, then your feet will be closer to you. If you're not as flexible as you'd like to be yet, then your feet will be wider out in front of you. Okay? But you definitely want to press the soles of your feet together like they're praying, like they're kissing. Soles of your feet, loving on one another. And now your hands come to your knees and just gently apply some pressure. And it's loving pressure. Loving pressure. You know, I was in yoga class the other day and I was sitting next to someone who was, she was being so mean to herself. And I just wanted to tell her, no, you gotta love yourself. With whatever flexibility you have today, it's exactly where you need to be today. You're exactly perfect right where you are. So a little rubbing, a little warmth, a little pressing, lots of exhales, a softness behind your eyes, a gentleness in your jaw. When we clench, we're not going to get much further. You know, when you grip onto something, so determined, that doesn't help when it comes to stretches. Okay, hopefully I've distracted you through a nice long butterfly stretch. And now you're going to open up your legs and straddle. And just to be polite, I'm going to turn slightly to the side. Okay, but take your legs out nice and wide and then point your toes. And lengthen through your spine. Now, if you're finding that your back is very rounded, then please just reach back behind you. You can place your fingers on the block or on the floor and simply sit tall. And now squeeze your thighs. Now you've had your toes pointed. Now I'd like you to flex your feet and press through your heels. And now pull your toes towards your nose. And if your hands are back behind you, maybe you can press into your fingertips now and lean further forward. And if you've been forward this whole time, maybe you can lower down a little bit more. Check in with your positioning and do your best to lengthen your spine rather than rounding. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath here. And each time you exhale, you sink in just a little deeper. You say to yourself, ooh, this feels so good. All right, walk yourself up. Fold your leg, fold the other leg. You can help yourself down off your block. Now we're moving to a supine position, so you'll lay on your back. You want to bring either your small hand towel or your yoga strap with you, okay? So I'm going to lay down on my left side and roll right over onto my back. We'll begin with your right leg. And I'd like you to place the strap underneath your foot. Now your left leg stays bent, and you're simply pressing through your heel and lengthening your hamstring. So kind of prepped your hamstring already for this stretch. Now slide your left leg out and brace yourself with your right arm and allow your leg to just drift over across your body. This is a deep IT band stretch, so it might feel pretty tight for you. I know my IT bands are pretty tight. So if yours are, if you're feeling pain, you can either back off of the exercise or just exhale even deeper. Now bring your leg back into the center. Fold your left leg again, and now fold your right foot onto your left knee. Pull your knee into your chest. It's a nice figure 4 stretch, so you're feeling this on the outside of your leg and your butt cheek. We already did a little figure 4 before, so you might be diving in deeper than you usually do. And now the sole of your foot is going to come down to the ground next to you. Take your time on this. Oh, it's a deep torso stretch, deep IT band stretch. Happy, healthy hips. Return back to the center, uncross your leg, and now take the strap underneath your left foot and extend up. And now if you're not using a strap, you could hold the fabric of your pants, or you could wrap the towel around your leg. Now hold on to the strap with your right hand and brace yourself by bringing your left hand to the floor, and then just allow your leg to drift over across your body, across your midline. Feels so Good. And now return into the center. Fold your leg and remove the strap. So figure 4 stretch. So you'll lift your leg up off the ground and feed your arms through your legs. And now the sole of your foot will come right down to the ground next to you. So you'll tip all the way over. Settle into the stretch. Feels so nice. A deep breath in. A long exhale. A really gentle way to come out of the stretch is to fold both legs. Bring both legs back to center. And now extend your legs all the way out. Allow your toes to drop out to the side, your hips to open. Flip your palms up. And now here you are, you've arrived in Shavasana. Some yogis say that this is the most important posture of the entire class, because now all of the movement that you've done, all of the breathing that you practiced, will all work its subtle magic throughout your body. So I encourage you to stay here for 3 to 5 minutes after the video ends. Just relax. And with each long breath, you sink into the mat a little further. I hope you had a good experience today. It was such an honor and privilege to guide you through this class. If you enjoyed yourself, please come back. Let's do more together. Until next time, and namaste.